I'm going to the park.
Ah, okay, for the most part it's watchable. Okay, I'm happy now. Lots of heart stirring going on among the viewers, lovely messages. Here, Lucy. So a big div on livestream says Archie didn't get hit by a horse. I wouldn't argue with Lucy, she usually has her facts correct. So I'm only just seeing all this singing requests, but we'll just listen to the marchers as they go past. Big gap in between this section for some reason. Maybe they let traffic over the junction at intervals up there, Jeffrey Streets and Mary Street. All right, did you hear me saying about Archie? And there's some conflicting views coming through the viewers. Big Div says that it wasn't the Archie that got hit.
Who is it?
I don't know, he didn't supply an alternative. It was, she says.
You say that you're throwing things at the television. You got to win for us.
That one's a half-mast. Here's the Scotalonia flag. There's Colin Mackay from STV. Yeah. If it wasn't the Archie McPherson, who was it? The Freedom Bell. Cool. All right, some news coming in about the horse and the kicking. Alex Cameron was a photographer who got kicked, apparently.
Alex Cameron was who?
The sports reporter knocked over by the police horse was Alex Cameron.
No.
They've put a link in, so look at that layer.
Well, maybe he did as well.
Janice is watching from South Australia. Nice one. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure Alex Cameron did get hit by Arch, but so did Archie McPherson.
Touched it against him. But Edward's on me and sent him homewards to think again. And they're still coming, and they're still coming, and they're still coming. Hashtag IndieMarch on Twitter. Get it shared. Short code for the link is bit.do/IndieMarch. Get it out there, share the word. And you might as well throw in a wee hashtag dissolve the union as well, while you're at it. Why not? Because it's coming. One way or the other. But we'll be talking about how that is happening later on with various folk that I'll be talking with.
Till all seems gained.
Hey man, good to see you.
See you, man.
Long
The
time.
monster of monsters. The biggest to date. Brilliant.
It's a great day, isn't it? Nice weather as well.
Good weather in Old Reekie.
We're all live on the internet. Say hello.
Hello!
What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
Good one.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
That's what we're talking about. 100,000!
Anyway, I'm going to keep walking up because I'm going to see how long this lasts, you know. They'll just keep coming. I'll catch you down there.
How are you?
Hello, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. What's happening?
Just
Having fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Nice one.
Been a really busy
So-
few days, you know, but
Yeah. So you've got the official sort of steward thing happening here. Ah, you're at the 500 miles. Yeah. Tell me about Stirling.
hello, thank you so much. Thank you.
Tell me about Stirling then.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Monument. Keep
Yeah.
trying to keep people out, you know, it's no sense at all, you know. But anyway, here we are today. So we'll keep on marching
Well,
down the bottom. But I'll catch you at your
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm
Just
going
my
to.
wife down there.
Okay. See you. I'll talk to you later on.
4 days of the 500-mile march.
Yep, where did you walk from?
From Skye to Achnasheen, the first 2 days.
That's been a beautiful walk.
And then we did from Blantyre, I did from Blantyre to Salisbury.
Right.
And then today we've walked from Queensferry to the start of the rally.
Ah, yeah.
And right throughout the adventure, because it was an adventure, right throughout the adventure we spread the word about how the people can do the referendum themselves in the People's Doorstep referendum. That's where, guys, we're asking you to all engage, 9 friends and yourself. We're not asking you to do a lot. But in 3 weeks, this crowd here must be at least 150,000. If each of them got 10,
Yep.
1.5 million. If everybody that voted yes got 1,
Then that's it.
then that's 3.4. And that's a People's Doorstep referendum, because it's the People's Advisory referendum. And we all know an advisory referendum can be enacted, because
Yeah, well,
Brexit
Brexit.
happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Brexit happened. But under Scots law, the Declaration of Arbroath and the Claim of Right,
Yeah.
we have the right to do it with only 100.
Yeah.
But we want to prove the absolute majority.
Yeah, because we
The
do.
absolute majority. Then we can take that to the UN.
Yeah.
Then we can take that to the UN. And we will win and take back our freedom. Take back control of our nation. It's as simple as that. If you wish this to happen, and it can happen in weeks, or it can happen as long as you sit in your arse. We have the ability, we have the motivation, and we have the will to make it happen. The People's Doorstep referendum.com. Get on there, download your pro forma. If it's only 2 signatures, it's 1 more than we had before. So get on there.
That's awesome.
Get it done.
I didn't know about this. So
It's been running since May.
what's the website again?
It's the People's Doorstep referendum.com.
Okay, nice one. There's a website for us to check out. Pat, thanks for talking to me. Just now, I'm going to
Just before you go, if anybody's watching, we're collecting signatures today at Holyrood Park.
Good idea.
And if you look for the United for Yes, United for number 4 Yes, I'll be collecting the pledge sheets there.
Okay.
And it's simply based on the Declaration of Arbroath. We, the people of good standing in the electoral register, show our desire by signing this for a free and independent Scotland.
There we go, man. Absolutely. Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to sign that. You know, any show of support is welcome, so please, everyone, share it out there. Pat, thanks for talking to me. I'll maybe get
Thank you,
you
Derek.
down at the park. I'm going to head back up the way.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
All right.
Excellent. Good
Cheers,
seeing
man.
you, sir.
Yeah, nice seeing you again.
It's interesting, a slightly different community dynamic between live stream chat and Facebook chat. There's Mark McNaught. Yeah. Facebook's a wee bit sporadic in the way they present comments, so there isn't quite the same engagement, I think, with each other. Live stream, when there's a big audience on a day like today, it's you all start talking. It's really nice, really community feeling. On Facebook's Facebook, and everyone's just sharing their own thoughts and that. And there's a wee bit of interaction, but it's a slightly nuanced thing going on, the difference between the two platforms. And they've got similar audiences, I think. We're up near 270 on each
Freedom
platform.
and the right to pick.
Hiya, Mark. All right.
We're all live on the
Where's your
internet.
flag?
Hello.
Come on. Big stars and stripes. Or a French one, or both.
Move on it.
It's only been a month since I saw you.
I know.
How was
That was a smaller demonstration back there.
Yeah.
It's only 1 million people.
We're getting there. I don't know. That might be 100.
I don't know. 50. If it was 100,000, it would probably take 2 hours to get down here.
Okay.
50,000. A lot of people, a lot of colour, and great atmosphere, and great weather today.
Yeah, no,
Makes a huge difference, doesn't it? And so you're going to the conference. Is the conference in Edinburgh, or is it somewhere else?
No, it's Glasgow.
Glasgow, right. Right. Here's Al. How's your stream going? What happened? David didn't show up.
He's around somewhere, but he has to go back pretty soon too.
That's a shame.
I was with him.
Trying to see up the top here, and it still looks like it's packed the whole way up. Say hello, you're live on the internet. Dissolve the union, yeah. Hello, long time no see. Oh yeah. It was nothing really, man, but she was just being quite rude, man, you know, aye. But they went a bit mental on Twitter. I haven't explained it to anyone watching the stream yet, but I'll maybe talk about it after the match, you know. And I take it it's still right the way. Aye. Oh, well, I'm going to keep walking up because the other guys are filming down the front. Nice horn. Brilliant.
Fix the camera. Oh, sorry. Hope it wasn't wobbling for a long time. Which pub at 3:30? Yeah. I'm on the camera. That's better. Okay, sorted. Right. I still have a picture of her in front of her. Okay. Blurry wrists. I'd have spotted that, although I would have seen it eventually on the messages if not. Right, so that's just recording it offline. Yeah. It's only starting to move apparently from the starting point just now, or like the end of it. Yeah. And then with all the trains being full, I'm sure a lot of people had to get a later train. It could still be coming. Right. East Edinburgh Green Party. Cool. Big English flag coming down. So there was a unionist protest that...
yeah, it's about 20-30 people, but that's including with the unionist people from elsewhere, so...
Where were they situated?
Just, it's outside. It's on the next section up.
Okay. So is that like on the bridges?
Yeah, it's about the bridges.
So they were there, and apparently that delayed the start a wee bit. The 20 unionists. There's one of them came down. Well, a unionist draped in a union flag just walked down on his own before the march started, which is an interesting thing.
They probably just put them where it's
Say interesting. Yeah, in inverted commas. So it's English for Scots for yes, with the big. Oh, the camera's gone funny again. Sort yourself out, for God's sake, camera. Storm Holytown. Is that the one before Storm Alley? Oh no, hold on. sort of changed a bit. So can you pass me the lunchbox there? I'll finish off that last one, unless you would like it.
No, I have somebody who's
Okay.
likes to lay up.
We were reprimanded by the police earlier because we were hanging flags off the railings. Said you can't do that unless you have permission from the council. Okay. Hey, you, John. Oh, hey. Wow. High five.
Yeah, no, I've got a lot of that.
Changed my phone because my other phone died. Okay. Then when it comes up, I'll move. Good, huh? Sing one. Sing one. Right. Bruno, rinse the jump.
I've got a wee thing underneath standing in the car.
Good night, yeah. Good evening, good afternoon, Indie family! Or a portion of the Indie family, apparently. A lot of our Indie family are still filtering their way through the Royal Mile just now. I think they've all left Johnson Terrace, but they're all on their way. So it's going to be a beautiful gathering, it's a beautiful day. Everybody's done their bit. All under one banner have jumped through so many hoops to get this on today. You guys have turned up, you guys have hassled people on the media, you've hassled Holyrood, you've hassled Edinburgh, you've hassled HES. We've all made this happen and it's going to be a cracking afternoon. It is. So to kick off this afternoon, we've got a man who started off life in Dumfries, now lives in the Highlands. He's been singing for independence for 20 years now. But he's chosen today to unleash a brand new anthem on us. He's going to do the premiere performance of his new song today. Why has he picked you guys? Because the song's about you lot, that's why. It's about us lot. It's about everyone that's standing here today. We're going to have Davy Holt singing, all under one banner.
Good afternoon, folks. We'll try that again. Hello, everybody! What a turnout, what a day. First sunny day in about 6 weeks. Yes, folks, I wrote this song a wee while ago. This is about you. I look round and there's Scots, there's English, there's old people, there's young people, there's kids. There's Welsh, Irish, Polish, Latvian, Spanish, Italian, Indians, Chinese, black, white, brown. This is for all of yous. This is called All Under One Banner. All under one banner, we will lead the way. All under one banner, till our Independence Day. Donald's eyes fill with emotion as he proudly walks along. He's fought for independence his whole lifetime long. His knees they creak and wobble, but he'll march until the end, and he'll sing his songs of freedom, his country to defend. This is your chorus, let's hear ya. All under one banner, we will lead the way. All under one banner, till our Independence Day. There's Anna from Gdansk. She's lived in Scotland half her life. She's travelled here by bus frae the sunny coast of Fife. She's marching for the country when her children they were born. A butterfly in salt hire, her cheeks they do adorn. All under one banner, we will lead the way. All under one banner, till our Independence Day. This is for the kids. Sarah, Jack and Ryan are standing side by side, too young to vote the last time. Next time they'll turn the tide. The independence generation, that's how they will be known. And as we build our country, they will be the cornerstone. Come on, let's hear ya. All under one banner, we will lead the way. All under one banner, till our Independence Day. Black and white, young and old, Scots and English too, Indians, Poles, Italians, to name only a few. The people, though a nation, united as they stand, will march to independence and bring freedom to their land. All under one banner, we will lead the way. All under one banner, till our Independence Day. I want to hear you singing, let's hear you. All under one banner. All under one banner, till our Independence Day. Try it again, everybody, one more time. All under one banner. All under one banner, we will lead the way. All under one banner, till our Independence Day. All under one banner, we will lead the way. All under one banner, till our Independence Day. All under one banner. Thank you very much, folks. A big thank you to Manny and to everybody at All in the One Band for having me here today. I'll hopefully see you later on, sing it once more at the end. Enjoy your day. Cheers, folks. Thank you.
Thanks, Davey. I don't know, Davey, you're going to come back and do that later on first time? Aye, first time, guys, all hang about. And if the speakers don't speak too much, and I don't speak too much, then we'll have time to get Davey running through that again. Okay, we're going to get a couple of local political figures up to talk to you now. I'm looking for Tommy Shepherd. I'm looking for Dr. Philippa, if they're in the house. Yay! I'm hearing that Keith Brown's kicking about as well. Okay, so if you three guys just want to have a scrummage and see who can get to the mic first, that would be quite entertaining. There is a running order, but Tommy's not here yet. While we're waiting, there's been a couple of bits of lost property handed in already. We've got a purse and some glasses, a phone, sorry, down at the mixing desk here. There's a name in the purse. If you're missing your purse, come and say hello, come and see us. On that subject, all on under one banner, I've got a stall down there. We're doing some merchandise for the first time ever. So I get a wee bit of history, a wee commemoration of this beautiful day that it's going to be. Okay, have we got, is Philippa coming up? Or Tommy, you up for it, Philippa? Yay! Dr. Philippa's going to step into the breach, as only she can do. Yay! A woman that's went and volunteered to work in war zones, that goes on her holidays to go and save lives in other countries. So this is no problem to her. If you're ever wondering if you're ever on the side of right, look at what's happening in NHS just now. With the Tories with their F the NHS t-shirts and things. With the Brexiteers dying to sell it off. And look at whose side we're on. You're on the side of right. Philippa Whitford, everybody.
Thank you so much for inviting me to speak. What an amazing day. That is the most fun I've had stomping around on my sore feet in all my life. You opened the curtains this morning, you saw that sky, and you just knew. Today, we're cooking with the gas. Now, I think this march is fabulous. It's been so lovely to meet friends, to make new friends, and to see the energy that's in this place. But we've all got a serious job to do, because we know that Scotland has been treated with contempt for the last 2 years since the Brexit vote. We're not just not at the table, we're not even in the room. They don't care how we voted. They don't care how Northern Ireland voted. It just shows you they don't care about their precious union. So why should we? Talking to people about the impact of Brexit on health. Everyone's talking about trade and trade deals, but the impact of Brexit on our health. Workforce is the biggest challenge faced by all 4 UK health systems, and yet 14% of EU doctors are already leaving Scotland. We can't afford to lose them. We need to tell them that we want them to stay and be part of our independent country. There's been a 90% drop in EU nurses coming to the UK. Is it any wonder? Do you think people from other countries feel welcome? Feel like this is a place to come and live when they have a hostile environment in the Home Office? No, it's not. The other thing is not just Brexit itself, but how it's been used to create the power grab. People talk about how legalistic and dry the EU is. That's because they work to create a level playing field. They would never put the weasel words, "not normally," in a piece of EU legislation. The problem is with the power grab, it's not a level playing field, because the UK government will negotiate on behalf of England over agriculture, over fishing, over GM crops, over fracking, over food safety, over food standards. And the one that scares me is they're taking power over public procurement. That means they could just stand up and say that all contracts to tender. They could do to our NHS what they've done to their own. And that's something we shouldn't allow. If it's precious to us, we should protect it. Now, we're not saying that this march converts people from no to yes. We're not stupid. But look at you. You all look like you've been plugged into the mains. You're so pumped up and full of energy and full of joy. And now what we need to do is we need to take that energy. We need to be knocking doors. You need to be talking to people that are within arm's reach of you, your neighbours, your friends, the people at work, and gently nudging them along from no to yes. You don't have to change them all in one go. Just nudge them along from no to yes. Treat people with respect. Attacking people on Twitter converts nobody. Talk to people face to face. And remember that people had lots of reasons why they voted no in 2014. Mostly because Project Fear scared them. So be gentle and respect that. Recognise that there were lots of people who were told they'd have no pension. If you were living on your own and someone knocked your door and said, if it's a yes on Thursday, there'll be no pension next week, you might have voted no as well. So people voted for the status quo, because last time the status quo looked like a big straight motorway, and independence looked like a country road full of trees. But we're coming up on a choice, and this time there is no status quo. It's a fork in the road, either the upheaval and change of Brexit or the change of independence. In one, we'll be stuck in the boot of Theresa May's car with no voice and no choice, going over a cliff. In the other one, we'll be in the driving seat. Scotland will make its own decisions. And we'll be in charge of our own future. That's what we're fighting for. That's what you need now to get to work. Well done, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Philippa Whitford, MP for Central Ayrshire, one of the legendary 56. Okay, we're still looking for Tommy Shepherd, if he's here. We're still looking for Keith Brown. We're still looking for Amanda Brun. If all those people could turn up. Keith, good man. But before... You ready, Kevin? You okay? Do you want to go on? Yeah, we'll get... If that's okay. Slight bit of shuffling about. Keith Brown's going to come up. A little bit earlier than planned. A man who's experienced at local, national and European level. Served Clackmannanshire for 20 years, council and MSP. 20 years experience in the EU committee member as well. And lately, at the very heart, the nerve centre of the SNP as the deputy leader. Keith Brown.
Thank you very much. Can I just say, first of all, if my brothers and sisters are here, Mum is just over here and she's lost you. Over here. Can I also say, can we thank the Indie Walkers, the 500-mile Indie Walkers, for their effort this week? Friends, this is a fantastic turnout today. And the Tories tell us there's no support for independence in Scotland. Tell them what you think of the Tories. But friends, as well as marching and making speeches, we've got work to do. We have to convince people of what we believe in and that that's the best future for Scotland. Marches and speeches are not enough. Having the Parliament over there and the Scottish Government is not enough, because the powers of that Parliament and the powers of the Government are limited by Westminster, and that is not good enough for us. Not only that, but we all know, as Philippa just said, that the Westminster Government is hell-bent on stealing more powers from the Scottish Parliament. We have the rape clause in Scotland. We have the unfolding disaster of the shambles that is Brexit. We have austerity and the cheek of Theresa May to say that austerity is over. Well, she can come to my constituency, to Tullamarry, to Alloa, to Sauchie, and tell the parents that are going to food banks to feed their kids that austerity is over. Austerity is not over. This Tory government, this austerity world that we live in, is not good enough for us. So we have to work to change it. We have to work to convince people, whether that's NHS for yes, going out and talking to health service workers about how we can better protect the NHS in an independent Scotland, how we can prevent the wholesale privatisation that Philippa talked about taking place in England. We have to go out and talk to people, and we have to do it, friends, in a reasonable, responsible, engaging and friendly way. That's the way we'll convince more people to come across to our side. We have to tell our EU citizen friend, many of whom are here. Can I also welcome those that have come from the European Alliance to be with us today from the European Parliament? We should be telling all of our EU citizens they are in a country that values them, that wants to have them here, not the hostile environment that Theresa May has put in place across the UK. We welcome our EU citizens as new Scots. So friends, the only way to get what we all want is to take the people of Scotland with us. And can I just say to all those in the wider Yes family, whether it's the SSP, the Green Party, the National Yes Registry, the Scottish Independence Convention, the Scottish Independence Foundation, all these bodies which have come together, we have to work together. Not one of us can achieve independence by ourselves. We have to have everybody on the same page fighting for independence. And I say to you, friends, that the way that we carry out this debate, the way that we actually convince people to vote for independence, that should tell people what kind of independent Scotland we want. One where you're free to engage, to have different points of view, where your views are respected even if they're not agreed with. The way that we conduct ourselves tells people about the kind of independent Scotland that we want. And we have to bear that in mind as we try to convince our fellow Scots. Now, we do have a situation, incredibly. In the last few weeks, we've seen the unionist parties once again come together. On the one hand, you've had Jo Swinson. Jo Swinson is a Liberal Democrat, a Scottish Liberal Democrat. She pleaded with Theresa May not to allow Scotland to have an independence referendum. It didn't matter if the people of Scotland voted for it, as they did in 2016. It didn't matter if that Parliament over there voted for it. The Liberal Democrats pleading with the Tories not to allow us to have a referendum. And then we have Richard Leonard. Sorry, I should have explained, he's actually the leader of the Scottish Labour Party, in case you didn't know. Now, Richard Leonard says he wants a Corbyn mandate that will stop us having an independence referendum. And then, of course, we have Ruth Davidson. I don't think you like much of Ruth Davidson and what she has to say, but can I tell you, Ruth Davidson is the person that represents this constituency with the Scottish Parliament right there. And I hope, far from ever seeing a Tory government in Scotland, in the 2021 elections, this constituency will vote for somebody that supports that Parliament and defends its rights. We have to change this constituency in 2021. So friends, when the Liberal Democrats say to us, you want independence referendum? No, you can't. What do we say? We say, yes. And when the Tory party, Ruth Davidson and her pal Theresa May say you can't have a referendum, we say we're the people of Scotland and yes we can. Onwards to independence. Thank you.
Thanks, Keith. Thanks for stepping in early. A wee message from the sound desk here. Just, we've got a better view here. Could some people move over a bit to your left, my right? Folk are still filtering into the park, and there's loads and loads of room over here. Plenty of room, plenty of space. Sit down, enjoy a wee day in the park. And the sound will be better as well. It will help. Okay, talking of crowds, that is a bit squished, isn't it? Many do you think? 80,000 in advance on 80? That sounds good. Well, according to Police Scotland, they're not getting an exact figure. It's still, I don't know about that camera over there in that van, what they're saying. But they're saying at least 100,000. Okay, with a couple of speakers, we're going to have some music, then we'll have a couple more speakers, then loads of music. Going to have a good day. If Bobby Nicholson's in the crowd, could he maybe come over? Kevin's missing you, Bobby. Also still looking for Amanda Brown. We're looking for Tommy Shepherd as well. Okay. We've got a giant of the Edinburgh folk. This mic up. A tireless campaigner for independence. Does fundraisers and rallies all over the shop. Kevin Gore, everybody.
Oh, we've even got a wee beatbox down here as well. Cool. There's a song dedicated to yourselves, to the magnificent 45%. It's called Come Join the 45, and it's for the people that have attended here today, that back in 2014 who voted no, but are now part of our ranks, and we welcome you. So here we go, come join the 45. We stand to the Project Fear, the propaganda, the tear our country or a scourge of poverty. We are the 45. We stand together and united we rise. We are the 45. Never shall it die. And into trident our shoulders we stand to the 45. The never shall it die. Till the rocks they melt in the sun, we shall press on dry. We are the 40. Join the 45. Thank you very much, thank you. I wish you could see what I could see. This is the beautifulest sight, apart from the birth of my lovely children. This is the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. Absolutely superb. Okay, folks, I sung this song over in Germany for the German people for Scottish independence. Also sang it over at The Hague in Holland. And I had loads of people singing along, so there's no excuse that we can't sing along here in Edinburgh. It's great to be playing my hometown. Let's do Edinburgh proud. There's a song called Independence Day. If you know it, please sing along with the chorus. Let me see you wave the flags. Superb. I'm going to dedicate this song to the 500 miles participants. But cheer for the folks that did the 500 miles. Standing on the street today with my yes badge on. A stranger, he approached me to tell me I was wrong. He said I was a dreamer, but I let him have it. Comes along for sure. We will have a country where all can be true and stay. Yes, my friend, I'm dreaming of an Independence Day. Downtrodden people to break the chains and free themselves from the traps of poverty. On our Independence Day, come on, Independence Day, Jeanette. I know where love I am, man of a country. One day we'll be free today. Independence Day, yes, on Independence Day. Let me hear you. Independence Day, Independence Day, Independence Day. Yes, my friend, I'm dreaming on. Sing, yes, my friend, I'm dreaming on Independence Day. Right, I'm going to do one more song, and I think I'm going to change. I was going to do a wee song about Robert the Bruce, but what I'm going to do is going to do a song for you. White supremacists, they terrorize me. So yes, I took the violence, lived by the soul. Was my way until I found my Lord. Malcolm X, William Wallace, James Connolly. Wherever there's injustice, there will always be. They place my people in reservations, suffered death and disease, hopes broke, 300 graves, a letter of hope. Don't call me a terrorist because I refuse to see my people oppressed and displaced because of race. I will not be silenced, will not be contained, whilst people suffer for another man's gain. So I drove them from my land, full force, 4 times on numbers and heavy horse. On Stirling Bridge we routed them, and the river ran red with the blood of man. Malcolm X, Geronimo, freedom fighter Nelson Mandela, William Wallace, James Connolly. Wherever there's injustice, there will always be. With my comrades, I rebelled. I was executed in Calmina jail. But a martyr I became. I lit the fire, I threw the flame. Oh, for liberation, free the country from foreign occupation. Malcolm X, Geronimo, freedom fighter Nelson Mandela, William Wallace, James Connolly. Wherever there's injustice, Malcolm X, Geronimo, Yasser Arafat, Barabbas, Che Guevara, Nelson Mandela, William Wallace, James Connolly. Wherever there's injustice, precious days. There will always be. You'll always have me. You'll always find me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Well done, Kevin. Thanks very much. Edinburgh people, if you want to see more of Kevin, get yourself down to the...
Tonight, actually.
Tonight?
Just a quick shout out, folks. There's actually an after party taking place up at TV at Row. There's still tickets available. It kicks off about 6 o'clock. Still tickets available. So please come along. Myself, Amanda Brown, Bobby Nick, we're all playing there. Be great to see you. And the White Rose as well. Be great to see you.
Nice one. Or for that matter, any other Friday of the year at the Royal Oak, your man hosts a cracking big rollicking camogie to the early hours in the morning. So all the locals, get yourself there on a Friday night. Aye. Okie dokie. Aye, if you could keep filtering over, let the guys come in. I can see the flags coming round the corner. Fill up this side. There's plenty of space over here, and the toilets are over there, which is quite handy. So fill it out, guys. Give yourself some space, and it will help you hear the sound system a wee bit better as well. Okay. Also, we've been asked. There's a banner down here. Where guys are collecting the signatures for the the People's Doorstep referendum, United for Yes banner. If you go down there, stick your name on that, get the petition going for that one as well. Okie dokie. Right, we've heard for a couple of SNP big hitters, but it's not all about the SNP. You know that better than anybody. We're fed up telling people that. It's about the other parties as well. So we've got the ex-convener of Solidarity coming up to speak to you now. Someone who has faithfully marched with us in all our events and spoke at the rallies as well. Tommy Sheridan.
Thanks very much, Sean. Brothers and sisters, what an absolutely brilliant turnout here today. What an absolute achievement. Fantastic, all under one banner. Have led from the front in the grassroots campaign. We marched in Glasgow way back in July. Then we were in Dumfries and Inverness and Dundee and Dunfermline. We're today in Edinburgh, and we are marching to say loud and clear to anyone who asks the question, is there an appetite for Indie Ref 2? Yes! Brothers and sisters, there isn't just an appetite for Indie Ref 2. Much more important, perhaps, there is a democratic mandate for Indie Ref 2. And we, as part of the grassroots indie movement, we know in our heart of hearts that all of the reasons for Scotland to be a normal, independent country are more important now than ever. A report from Save the Children just the other day says that the level of child poverty sitting at 24% in Scotland today is expected to rise to 38% by 2030, despite the policies of the SNP government to try and mitigate the horrible welfare cuts from the Tories. In other words, brothers and sisters, the SNP government can mitigate the bedroom tax, they can mitigate the carers allowance, they can mitigate all of the other raft of welfare cuts coming from Westminster. But until we have all of the economic and social powers in our hands, we will never be able to eradicate the scandal of child poverty in a country as rich as Scotland. We as part of the independence movement, we have to say loud and clear, we're fed up with the elastoplasts. We're fed up covering up for the inadequacies of the Westminster government. What we want to do is to set about building a new, a better, a fairer, and a nuclear-free independent Scotland. That's what we want. And that's why I'll finish, brothers and sisters, by making an appeal. The SNP is not the independence movement, we know that you unite behind the biggest, most progressive independence force standing in those elections. In 2000, argument aside, thing to do, because the SNP for unilateral nuclear and the hand of friendship, not the fist of fury across the world. They stand for a publicly owned, publicly controlled national health service that can never be touched, never be privatised. Stupidity of the Labour Party in Westminster to say what a progressive force. They are a left of centre progressive force. And when you've only got one vote, as a socialist, I think you should use it properly and unite behind the Independence Party at general elections. But this is my appeal to the SNP. We've given you support, Holyrood. You've managed things as good as you could. Please, now the moment is coming. You asked for a mandate, and we gave you it, and you won it. Brothers and sisters, if you've got a mandate and you've got a mess as far as Westminster's concerned, my appeal is you've got. We started in 2013 on 23%, 45%, on 23 any longer. We're on about 47, 48% in a short sheen. In March of next year, we could win 60% for independence. Brothers and sisters, let's do it! And let's do it in March next year. Thank you very much.
1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. What have you? 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, Scotland.
Sing. I was sorely tempted there, but no, can't introduce it. I can't interrupt a good drum solo. As you have gathered, the guys are doing a wee line check, and then they're going to go away and we'll get a couple more speakers and singers on, and then the names are got a couple of numbers for us. In the meantime, you guys can still do what you're doing. In the meantime, keep filtering over, please. Give everybody. You've all read what was going on with Historic Environment Scotland not wanting us here. And the guys for all under one banner, HES still doesn't want you here. But what swung it was the Polish don't mind changing, disruption. And that reputation that you guys have built has gone before you. So the council in Edinburgh, police in Edinburgh were more than happy to have you here. Let's keep it that way, guys. Pick up your rubbish as you go, even if we fagged out, things like that. Stick it in a bag it and bin it. Don't give them any room to talk about us at all. It's going to be another peaceful, family-friendly day. Okie dokie. You've built this reputation yourselves. Looking for Lorena Lopez de la Cal. I know she's here. She could maybe make her way back, and not right away, we'll get you on soon. And also Raymond Dykstra. Dykstra could come. And hopefully Tommy Shepard's somewhere near the park now at the end of the March. So the guys are going to Lorena, sorry. The guys are going to do a wee bit tuning up, and then we're going to get Amanda Brown on. If that's alright with you. Okay. Hey everybody, apparently, after I said the bit about never any trouble or disruption, an Arthur's seat there. Apparently there's police on their way. So if you could ask folk taking on the mobiles, they might be able to raise them. And there's been nobody's days getting ruined with it. Couple of minutes. We're re-energising Scotland with new ideas. And now we've got some... Oh, she's Fife's very own.
Hello. By the way, what a turnout, eh? I don't think they believed us when we said we maybe need to use the park, you know? Anyway, I'm going to do Move a Nation to Home. Union man said that you can't. Union man said that you'll starve if you're old. Union man said you can't have a nation to hold. Union man said that it's all in the past. Union man said beside you had your chance. So watch us rise into the sky. See the passion for freedom in our eyes. We were lost in their lies. Scotland calls, so watch us arise. Labour and Tory man tell us that we are too weak, as they celebrate victories won by the man on TV. Too many questions and too many answers you'll see. Cheap points for your stories and the lies by the BBC. I can see the road ahead, traveled so far, this time everyone knows. We must say thanks to the ones who fought for this land. Freedom for me and you, Alex the man. Sing with me. The sky. See the passion for freedom in our eyes. We were lost in their lies. Was arise. Stand in the park, show. And if you're a no voter, join us, you won't be the last. Forget the old days, we won't bow down to the man. Nation will rise by the work of our hands. Scotland's nation will rise by the work of our hands. So watch us arise to the sun in our eyes. We were lost in their lives. Scotland calls, watch us arise. Our ones. Right, here we go. Now, this one I'm going to do. Every river I try to cross, every hill I try to climb, every ocean I try to swim, every road I try to find. You ask me to believe in magic, suicide. Oh, you ask me to play this game without question, raising the stakes on the shotgun of the roof. Every river I try to cross, every hill I try to swim, every road I try to find. all the ways of my life. I'd rather be with you. There's no way without you. You came to me like the ways of children, simple as breathing, easy as air. Now these years hold no fears, like the wind they rush over. Love forgiven, washed and saved. Sing with me. Every river I try to cross, every hill I try to climb, every ocean I try to swim, every road I try to climb, all the ways of my life. I'd rather be with you. There's no way without you. Thanks very much. I'll tell you what, this is a really nerve-wracking one. It reminds me of Glasgow. Right, okay. See, the thing is, you won't hate me anyway, even if I make a mistake. I just said backstage, I'll just do an Adele and start again. You know? Anyway, I'm going to do you one that I personally really, really love. And to be honest, it takes me a bit to get through the song, to be fair. It's what I would call a mishmash. And I think some of you know it anyway. I don't know if you can see changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that it might slip away. So I've been telling the stories and singing the songs that made me think about where I came from, and that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Knew you'd ask at some stage. I look forward to talking about it one day. Here's the story of a hopeful guess, because you're part of the reason that I voted yes. When I was your age, we had some discontent winters. Like in the fairy tale, there was a witch of Westminster. Power and contrast of a comic book villain. Passed away now, but we didn't say good riddance. Because by the time she passed, she was a feeble old lady. Forgot what she was doing when she was going places. Always treat people how you'd like to be treated, because the hurt and the anger she left was deep-seated. A school they stopped my free milk. Could be said in a wider context, they stopped my free will. Can always separate feelings from cold facts. On the school bus, I read graffiti saying no poll tax. Now in 1979, people voted to control their own reality. Didn't happen on a technicality. 97, they said it wouldn't work, but they supposed letting us try couldn't hurt. Now in 2014, they asked the question, do you want to be independent? I remember thinking if you didn't answer yes, you could be 18 before they'd ask us again. Let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and I'm going home. And if I might become a stranger, know that it would make me more have moved and I've kept on moving. Proved the points that I needed proving, and I've lost the friends that I needed losing, found others on the way. And I've kissed the girls and I've left them crying. I've stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. Traveled hard sometimes with conscience flying somewhere in the wind. This isn't about the colour of your skin or where you were born or who you call kin. It's about pure and simple geography. And caring for everyone responsibly is about people facing poverty with immunity and building and supporting our communities. Too many people want off this path we're following. It's time to change how we do politics. Responsibility and independence, leading by examples with the messages we're sending, character traits we want for our own kids one day. So why wouldn't you want them for your country? See, the older you get, the less you see things in black and white. And I'm just trying to do what I think is right. By simply voting yes, the problem isn't solved. But you can't change the world taking no risk at all. Spin doctors spinning stories to control the plot, like Rumpelstiltskin spinning gold from straw. Weaving webs like Charlotte's spider webs, and the trolls under the bridge became Cybermen. In a world of recession, food banks and destitution, world turmoil and very little resolution, violence and terrorism, press withers cast their best illusions. I was part of a peaceful revolution. Let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and I'm going home. If I might become a stranger, know that it will make me more than sad. Caledonia's been the best friend I've ever had. Sitting here before the fire, empty room, the forest quiet, flames that couldn't get any higher. They weathered, now they've gone. Then I'm steady thinking my way is clear. I know what I will do tomorrow. Hands are shaking and the kisses flowing, and I will disappear. So said we had our heads controlled by our hearts, but you make your decisions by both and large. As for those who said their hearts were controlled by our heads, told the story of a goose that laid the golden egg, meaning sticking as we were was the safest bet. And to me that was succumbing to playground threats. To me that wasn't making sense, because there's a possibility for real change instead. They say your home's where your heart is, from Urwilly Shed to Doctor Who's TARDIS. It's also true that your heart's where your home is. Won't be that long till you're grown with your own kids. Of course we had reservations, who didn't? Despite the white paper, Scotland's future isn't written. It's wrong that the politician should be the shepherd or the wolf, because that ways they want you for your flesh or for your wool. The biggest triumph of the 21st century state was to convince us having a dream was a cliche. 1% of the world has 90% of the wealth, and the system says to step on focus, helping yourself. I hope you're hearing these thoughts in amazement. And inequity is consigned to the history pages. Don't want to see another lost generation, rioted, frustrated and cross with their parents. Let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me, and I'm going home. Caledonia's been everything we've ever had. Caledonia's been everything we've all ever had. Thank you.
Amanda, you're playing tonight. Amanda, you're playing tonight. Okay, if you like that and you want some more of that, get a ticket for the after party. Kevin Gore told us about it earlier on. A good wee indie night going on in Edinburgh. Get a hold of Amanda, Kevin, or any of these guys. Okay, I need to ask for a first aider, please, to come around the back of the stage. Sean Mulvey, you in the house? Or any other first aider? Also, okay, talking to the Big Yes gig, which is what Amanda's doing tonight. There's a couple of tickets somebody has kindly donated. They can't use them. If you come and see Lynn at the sound desk, I'm sure for a donation or something, a wee donation or whatever, to a charity or whatever, she'll sort that out. But talking donations, right, this costs a bit of money, as you all know. That big telly is to go back to radio rentals on Monday. That's cost a few quid. Get down to the All Under One banner stall, please. Support all the stalls. Get good information and material off of them. But if you go down to the All Under One banner stall, they're doing a raffle as well as selling some merchandise. And there's some good prizes in it. There's a thing called a marching kit, whatever that is. And it all goes towards the next march. We want to make them bigger, we want to make them better, we want to have screens that people at the back can see, we want to have toilets and things like that. We need to get the money for it. And there's none of us like real Tories or anything like that, like the good business heads, so we just need to ask you to put money in the tins. Okay, next up, 3 speakers. Some crack music from Amanda. We're going to have the Renains back on as well shortly. Aye, they're going to get you moving. But I've got 3 speakers just now, and they're my favourite kind of Scots. I know we're all equal, but they're the Scots that are Scots by choice. The ones that chose to come and live in this country and be part of our society and make it better. So we've got one that started off life in the Netherlands, one that started off life in Ireland, and one that started off life in Spain. Okay. First guy, stage 2 rallies in The Hague, set up the Netherlands for Scottish independence, one of which I was honoured to attend. Uses his IT experience now to help indie groups set up their sites and stuff like that for no other reason than he loved Scotland. For Netherlands for independence, everybody, Raymond Dijkstra.
Oh my. You should all see this. This is amazing here. Good afternoon, everyone. That's a familiar voice. Well, there's one thing that I won't keep it short and sweet, but there's one thing I want to discuss with you all, and it's a topic that everybody seems to have an opinion on, but nobody seems to want to touch, and that's the infighting within the Yes movement. It just amazes me that everybody wants independence, right? Then why can't we just all get along and it's just ridiculous that you hear people say, well, I won't be at the rally because so-and-so is on, or I won't share a platform with anybody. It's time to stop that. It's time to leave the egos at the door. And we have to do this together, guys and gals. And yeah, I'm sorry. So what I'm asking is, please, people, drop the egos, drop we can sort out the petty differences after independence has been achieved. Right? So let's do this, guys. We're all under one banner with hope over fear. Let's do this. Independence now. Sean? Oh yeah, I forgot. Like Sean said, I've already put up 2 rallies in The Hague. On May 25th of next year, we're at the 3rd one. So if everybody wants to come over, May 25th in The Hague, our rally, the 3rd international rally for Scottish independence. Be there. Have fun, guys.
Just be there. Cheers, Raymond. Thanks very much, buddy. No, they'll make you very welcome over there. It's a lovely event the last couple of years. Aye! Bruno, the sound man's still getting annoyed because nobody can hear. Gunny folk, move over to your left. Am I right? It's really, really stowed up there, and there's so much room over here, and it's near the toilets and stuff like that. Honestly, I'm not just being a moan. Bruno's being a moan, but I'm not being a moan. You've all got a better view, and it'll sound a lot clearer as well. Right, okay. Again, also mind pick up your rubbish when you go, people. We'll leave this place tidier than we found it, as usual. Okay, next speaker up. Doesn't really need an introduction. He's not a glory hunter. He's a wee bit late here because there's a wait at the back of the march. No standing at the front of the march for the press photographers or anything. It was just up the back of the march with his family. He's one of the historic 45. Little introduction needed for one of your local MPs for Edinburgh East. Tommy Shepherd.
Hello. Folks, I'm sorry I was late, but I have been walking since 1 o'clock to be able to get here, and as I was entering the park 10 minutes ago, there were as many people still to come into the park as had already arrived, which says this is by far the biggest demonstration in support of Scottish independence that we have seen since 2014, and our movement is on the march. And I am here today as a member of the British Parliament to say that on behalf of my colleagues down in the Palace of Westminster, we bring you our solidarity and our support for this rally, and we will be with you as the march forward to the next referendum and getting independence for our country. Friends, before the summer broke up in the Palace of Westminster, the SNP introduced a debate in the Chamber on the claim of right for Scotland. The notion that the people who live in this country should have the sovereign right to determine their own method of government. And I tell you, something really strange happened, which is it was not put to a vote in the House of Commons because no one was prepared to stand up and argue against it. Even the Conservative Party, would you believe, sovereign right to stay in the United Kingdom. Well, my message to the Conservative Party is that the sovereign will of the Scottish people doesn't exist just for one day in history, it exists for all time. And in a democratic society, people have the right to change their mind. And it is therefore right and proper that we revisit the question of independence for our country. And that is partly because what happened in 2014 did not solve anything. But it's also because the people who made the case for the Union in 2014 lied through their teeth and built their prospectus on false ground. And we now face a situation of a dramatic change in circumstances in the world and in Britain which will have profound effects on the future of our country. And that is why we need to revisit the question, because things have changed. And the thing that has changed it most of all is the Brexit position of the United Kingdom and trying to turn its back on the European Union. And in this country, that means not only that they will deny us our European passports, it also means that instead of being part of the European Union, they will force us to be part of Fortress Britain, an island free market economy designed to drive down wages and drive up profits, led by the chief upper-class buffoon Boris Johnson and the monarchical mutineer Jacob Rees-Mogg. They want to turn Britain into that sort of society, which is why so many more of our own citizens now, including those who did not vote yes in 2014, are now open to the question once again. They are now considering whether in those circumstances it is better that the people of this country take back control for themselves and determine their own future free from interference by others. And that is why, as we now approach the Brexit endgame, and it will become clear what a catastrophe the British government is determined to force upon us, that is why we must now plant in the sand our firm alternative of Scottish independence and begin to raise our game in explaining what that means to the people of this country and to their families, and that it has a better future than any conceivable future under the British state led by the Conservatives, or indeed led by the Conservatives light. That is why we must up the ante, move up a gear. And I want to country. Well, that is such a glib and obvious statement that we all know that to be true. But so do they also have more in common with the working class of Barcelona, of Marseille, of Cape Town, of Detroit, and everywhere else in the world. And the truth is that those who prosecute that argument are trying to stop people in Scotland organising in order that ordinary working people will better themselves. Because let's be clear, when we talk about a Scottish national interest, we don't mean everybody in Scotland. We don't mean the lairds and the millionaires who have nothing to profit from Scotland taking control of its own future. Indeed, who are the very ones who are funding Scotland in Union and our opponents to try and make sure that it doesn't happen. But we do talk about the ordinary people of Scotland improving their lot and having the ability to democratically organise and control their country. Which is why when we talk about an independent Scotland, we don't mean a Scotland like it is now. We mean taking the power to build a new Scotland based on democratic participation, social justice, and economic fairness. One that will benefit all of the people. And the other thing that you will hear said against us is that we are separatists, that nobody wants separation. As if we were trying to dig a trench and float Scotland off into the North Sea to be isolated by itself. Well, I've got some bad news for the Unionists. We're not going anywhere. We live in this part of this island, and we will continue to do so. The only difference in the future is that the people that live in this ancient country will once again take control of their own future and their own destiny. And I tell you that if we do that, If we do that, then we will be a catalyst and an inspiration to ordinary people throughout the length and breadth of Britain and across the world who are also seeking to change the society and the political structures in which they live. They will take heart from that change and our ability to do it. And that is the demonstration of real solidarity across these islands and across this globe. My friends, let me just say this. The question is fast approaching. And my message, going back to what I said about the claim of right that they all parroted their support for in the House of Commons. Well, the claim of right means that it's not up to Ruth Davidson or Richard Leonard or indeed me to say when the next referendum will be. It's up to the people of this country and the representatives that they elect in their parliament to determine when that referendum will be. My friends, I salute you today in this fantastic manifestation of the desire of the people of this country for their self-government. We will be back in the very near future to do more of this, because now, as we go towards the turn of this year, we need to up our game. We can support, for example, the Scottish Independence Convention's fundraiser, which launches on the 15th of October, because we need to prepare now. We need to raise the funds. We need to employ the people, build the arguments, and go out and win a majority of our friends and neighbours to the position of supporting their own self-government. I know that we can do it, and people will look back in the day and say this was the start of the final decisive phase towards the independence of Scotland. Thank you.
A very plain speaking MP there. Wasn't that good? Okay, I've got an apology to make. I said that the next speaker who was coming up was Spanish. I have to apologise. She's actually from the Basque region. But I'm sure you British people will understand what I meant. Representing the European Free Alliance, Lorena Lopez de la Cal.
We are today, it's always the same. I'm used to it. Thank you. So, yeah, thank you. Civil society, to the peace process, we wouldn't be where we are now in the Basque Country. Movements and political parties need each other. And most important of all, we have to synchronize our watches. We have to synchronize our watches. Together we are much stronger. Scottish, Catalans, Flemish, Basques and Corsican, only to mention a few, together we shall overcome. Let London, Madrid, Paris, and Brussels listen to us. Self-determination and independence are our goals, all under one banner. And there was recently a banner in Catalonia and Barcelona in one of the last big marches saying self-determination is a human right. So we are entitled to it. It belongs to us. No one will take it from us. So to end, congratulations. Really, it's amazing seeing all that from here. Congratulations, more than 100,000 people. That's a huge leap forward. Congratulations. We will work together. Be sure of that. Thank you. See you.
Thank you, Lorena. Got some lost property. I'm not describing it anymore. I'm just going to show and tell. There's a phone as well, actually. So yeah, if you're missing your phone, you might not be connected to the bag. It might be two different people, the phone owner and the bag person. It might be the same person, but if you tell us it's somebody else's, that's fine, I'll believe you. It'll be over at the sound desk. Okay, a band that have only been going a couple of years now. 3 years. Cut their first album quite recently. Doing a lot of good gigs all over the place. They were in my home tune last night. Aye, cracking me shop. But while they're making a career for themselves, they're not afraid to nail their colours to the independence mast. So yeah, let's support them for that. They're us, we're them. Okay, everybody, enjoy the remains.
Hello, still on. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. One, two. There's some festivals in Scotland been threatening to ban the Ronanes because we're doing this, so we say that to them. We're here, ban us if you want, this is our army. I was going to mention his name there, but I thought that'd be too far. Thank you to Manny. Manny's making this happen. Appreciate it, brother.
Het wachten died ja, we better Ellen Glen.
No guitar.
Oh, that's mince. Just as well because I just came on and had my first look at this. And it is absolutely breathtaking to the point I've now got tears in my eyes. I swear, like, this is the best crowd I've ever seen in my entire life. So once we get that set up, I'll get rid of the lump in my throat. And we'll be good to go. I do apologise, I never had the...
Oh, Scotland, when will we see your legs again? That fought and died for your wee bit Helen Glen and stood again.